Hello everyone and welcome to SAARATHI Defense Academy. I am Gayatri and I am going to be your trainer for today. In today's session we are going to talk about parts of speech. Words are the basic elements of any language, and parts of speech are the categories of words. It is the division of words into essentially 8 types, each serving a different purpose. This is essentially what we study in parts of speech. In parts of speech, there are 2 categories which are further divided into 8 categories, 4 in each set. The first set talks about noun, verb, pronoun and adjective. The second set talks about adverb, preposition, conjunction and interjection. In today's lecture, we are going to take an overall understanding of these parts of speech. Be very attentive during today's session as this is the basis of the English language. So let us first discuss what is a noun. Noun is any naming word. What does that mean? My name is Gayatri. So your Gayatri is a noun. I am based in Pune. Pune is the name of a city in India. So Pune will also be a noun. Patrick is a cat. Your Patrick is name of a cat, as well as cat is name of an animal, right? So any naming word, it does not just have to be names of particular places, people or things, objects. It can be any word that is used to name a particular feeling, emotion, person, place, object, animal. As little kids, we used to play a game called as name, place, animal, thing. Okay? Name, place, animal, thing. Some of them used to add country and other essential elements according to whatever their field of study was. Basic version of it is name, place, animal, thing, where you would be given a letter. For example, let's say C, then you would write a name with C. Let's say Kara. Place would be Canada. Animal would be cat. And thing would be cup. A cup of tea, right? Cup. So essentially, what are all these? These are nouns, because they name a particular thing. Playing name, place, animal, thing actually is one of the best ways to keep on improving your thinking skills in the field of any language. You could add characteristics like a verb, which we will study what a verb is. You could then add an adjective and play it with your friends and neighbors. You could also share your vocabulary with others, at the same time learn from the vocabulary that other students have or others, friends, neighbors have. In nouns, we also talk about beauty. We also talk about nation. We also talk about mob. What is a mob? Mob is a collection of people. We say flash mob, right? When a collection of or a group of people come together and they probably dance or perform something on the streets. That's a mob, flash mob. Mob is a group of people. So whenever a group of people come together, we call a mob of people, right? So mob is also naming a group of people. A herd of sheep we call. A bunch of keys. So bunch is what? It is a group of keys. So it is also a noun. Beauty is an abstract noun. We will study types of noun in the next coming lectures. Beauty, wisdom. This talks about things that we cannot touch but which we can feel, right? We can feel the wisdom of a person. So when we are naming a particular thing, an object, person, place, it will be called as a noun. Next we talk about verb. Verb is an action word. In the previous chapter, I told you for a sentence to make complete sense, it is very essential for it to have a verb. A common mistake among those who are studying English as a foreign language or those who are studying English as a second or third language is the use of verbs. You have to be very careful about it. In the chapter, when we are discussing in detail about verbs, we are going to study about tense. Tense talks about who is doing the action and when is the action taking place. So action words example would be dancing, singing, to study. These are different forms of verbs. Slept, ate, exercise. These are essentially what? These are verbs. Now if we talk about pronoun, pronoun is what? Pronoun is a word that replaces a noun. Word that replaces a noun. Let us say I am talking about Sahil. Sahil is my friend. Sahil is smart. Sahil lives in Belgium. Belgium is a country in Europe. And let's say Sahil is a doctor. Now, when we listen to it, do you feel a little annoyed by the repetition of the noun? So in English, what do we do is, Sahil is my friend, he is smart, he lives in Belgium, he is a doctor. Right? So what are we doing? Essentially, we are replacing the noun with a word which is called a pronoun. There are different types of pronouns. We will see more about in detail in the chapter when we are studying about pronouns. Last is adjective. What is an adjective? Word that describes a noun. Just in the previous example, we saw the word smart. What is the word smart describing? It is describing a noun. It is describing Sahil. Let's take example of this. We say beautiful girl, handsome man, difficult lesson, easy methods. The ones that are first identify the nouns. The nouns here would be girl, man, lesson, methods. What are the words describing each of them? Beautiful is describing the girl, handsome is describing the man, difficult is describing the lesson, easy is describing methods. So what is an adjective? Word that describes a noun. Let us quickly revise this. Break it into two sections. We will discuss adverb, preposition, conjunction, interjection in another short clip. Let us quickly just revise this and understand this very clearly. What is a noun? Noun is a naming word. We saw examples of it. Names of people, names of places, names of animals, names of things, names of inanimate objects, names of collections. These are what? These are nouns. We took examples: Kara, Canada, cat, cup, beauty, mob. These are examples of nouns. In verb, we saw what are verbs. Verbs are words that denote an action. We saw examples like dancing, singing, to study, slept, ate, exercised. Verbs change according to the person we are talking about and the time in which a particular action took place, which we will be studying under the chapter tense. Next we study what is a pronoun. Pronoun is word that replaces a particular noun. Why? Because sometimes when we are repeating the noun over and over again, it becomes annoying to listen to it. So instead of that, what do? Is we replace the noun by a pronoun. We took an example, Sahil is my friend, he is smart, he lives in Belgium, he is a doctor. Here he, in all these examples, is what? It is a pronoun. Next we studied about an adjective. What is an adjective? Adjective is a word that describes a noun. We saw smart. Sahil is what? He is smart. The word smart is describing Sahil. Similarly, we took examples. Beautiful girl. Beautiful is the adjective. Handsome man. Talking more about the man. The word handsome is an adjective. Difficult lesson. Easy methods. Difficult, easy respectively are explaining lessons and methods. If you want equivalents of these in Marathi, noun would be naam, verb would be kriyapad, pronoun would be sarvanam, and adjective would be visheshan. But remember, do not translate your concepts in Marathi to English, because there are certain elements that those classifications just exist in English. There are tenses which exist only in English, they do not exist in Marathi. So जितना आप आपका डिपेंडेंस आपके बेस लैंग्वेज से निकाल के इंग्लिश में लगाओगे, जितना आप आपकी कॉन्सेप्ट्स को इंग्लिश में क्लियर करोगे, उतना बेटर होगा. The more you try to focus on the lessons in class, the more you get used to how English sounds like, the easier it will be for you to crack the exams. Each of these elements has further around 8 to 10 rules in each of the categories. The syllabus is vast. So the only way for you to crack the exam is going to be with accuracy, understanding the concepts, and understanding how the language works. Not everything can be learned through rules in a language. लैंग्वेज ना अपने आप फ्लो होनी चाहिए. हम जब बात करते हैं हम सोचते हैं क्या कि रूल क्या है. हम तो बोलना इंडिया में ना ये एक बेनिफिट है हम लैंग्वेज को ना मैथ्स की तरह नहीं सीखते जहाँ पे सब्जेक्ट प्लस वर्ब प्लस ऑब्जेक्ट ये स्ट्रक्चर में हम सीखते नहीं है कभी लैंग्वेज को. हम उसको बोलना सीखते हैं, फिर हम उसको लिखना सीखते हैं. तो यही चीज़ का हमको बेनिफिट लेना चाहिए. With this, I will close today's session and we will discuss the remaining 4 parts of speech in the next session.